Okay, today we're going to learn about some special spellings that have to occur with the consonant LE patterns. Now, what is a consonant LE? Remind me what a consonant LE is. Consonant LE is when you have a consonant before an LE at the end of a word. And it has three characteristics that are there. It is always at the end of a word. It is never stressed, and the stress will occur on the syllable just before it, and it will have different consonants, but it will always have an LE, and it has a vowel sound in it, but very, very slight. So the ones we know so far are BLE, which says bull. We know, my fingers are slipping here, DLE, which says doe, and we know TLE that says toe, and we know PLE, which says po. And again, the syllable before it is always stressed, said a little bit louder, a little bit higher. So let me also review for you the types of syllables that we're likely to see in these words. If the vowel has a consonant after it in the same syllable, that vowel is going to say a short sound. If the vowel has nothing behind it in the syllable, it will say a long sound, as in and he is an example where there's nothing behind it and the vowel will say its name. If it has a consonant after it, it will say a short sound. Okay. Now listen to these words and you tell me, I want you to listen to these words and I want you to tell me how many syllables are in the word. Okay, so my first word is bubble. How many syllables are there in that word? Bubble. Okay, right. Okay, so if I were going to, what is my final syllable in that word? Bowl. All right, you're absolutely right. Bowl. Okay, listen to this word and tell me what your last syllable is in this word. Apple. What's my last syllable? Po. You're absolutely right. So it's P-L-E. And then this word, rattle. What's my last syllable in that word? So it's T-L-E. Okay, now listen to the first syllable, and I'm going to write only the letters that you hear in the word. Are you ready? Bubble. So what do you hear? Ba, right? Ba. Okay. So the ba is your first sound, and your second sound is right? Okay. Where's the stress? First syllable. All right. Next word. Apple. What's your first syllable in that word? Ah. You hear an ah sound. All right. So this is short in this word. This is short in this word. Okay. How about this one? Rattle. What's your first syllable? Ra. R-A. Now there's a problem here. I'm going to tell you that we read this separately, right? If this is your syllable in your first syllable, which pattern is this? Is there a consonant after the U? No, there is no consonant after the U. Okay, let's look at this one. We're going to break it here. This is your second syllable in the word, pull. And our first syllable is ah. Is there a consonant after it? No, there is no consonant after it. How about this one? Second syllable is toe, ra. What's the pattern? Should it say a or should it say ah? Problem here. Got a problem here. To keep this vowel short, what do we need to have right at the end of the syllable? What do we need to have? We need another consonant here, don't we? There is only one consonant. There's only one there is only a vowel at the end of the syllable. And if that were true, this word would be bugle. And if this were true, this would be apple. And if that were true, this would be raffle. All right. So how do we know to get a consonant to go right here? What are our choices? When have we seen consonants at the end of a syllable which are not read? Can you think of any examples of that? Okay, can you think of any words where you might see more than one consonant and you don't hear that consonant sound? Okay, let me give you some suggestions here. Let me write a few words on the board. P, A, S, S, P, U, F, F, P, I, L, L. Now, these all happen to have P's, but that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. The first word is pass. How many S's do you hear in that word? Only one, right? Puff. How many F's do you hear in that word? Puff. Only one. How about pill? Pill. Do you hear more than one L in that word? Only one sound. Okay. All right. So what might we put here that will allow us to have a doubled consonant in the end of a word? All right. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. What can we put here that will give us a consonant at the end of that first syllable, but we don't have to read it? Yes, it's in this word, and this word, and this word, only one of the consonants is read. So I can take this B and I can duplicate it. I can put a B here, and now I have two syllables. The first syllable ends in a B, but I do not read it. Its only job is to make sure that that first vowel is short. How about this word? What am I going to put here? I'm going to put a P. That's absolutely right. And I do that because I have to keep my first vowel short. But I'm not going to read my P. How about this one? What am I going to put here? I'm going to double my T's to give me a pattern that will allow me to divide the word and keep my first vowel short. And I can cross it out, but I don't have to. I can just leave it alone. So this is a discovery of the consonant, the pattern where you may double the consonants in the middle of the word. And so my first word is spelled B-U-B-B-L-E. Cross this out, and I'm going to take it away. So we're going to start from scratch again. So I'm going to break this word right here. This first B is not read. It is a clue to me that this vowel will be short. And my stress, where's my stress? On my first syllable. B-L-E is always on stress. How about this one? A, P, P, L, E. I break it here. Stress is on the first syllable. I can see the AP here. The P's job is to keep the first vowel short. Okay, and then this one, R, A, T, T, L, E. I'm going to break it between the consonants, and I'm going to put a stress mark here to remind me that that is going to say it's going to be louder, longer, higher. And then I'm going to code this with a break. Okay, so this is the consonant, this is the concept that you may double the consonants before a consonant LE syllable. And the reason for doing that is to keep your first vowel short. All right, done.